I have 2,109 miles. That's 2109. Just under 1 month, or just under 30 days on this vehicle. It has bugs splattered all over it, and it has a little bit of wear and tear, and I'm going to go through that with you today. What you're hearing, the loudest thing, is the air conditioning unit. It's not very loud, but if you stand near it and your clothes are loose, it'll try to suck them in. It's not a big deal at all, just kind of something to know. So the first thing you're going to see, the handles are popped out. That's pretty cool. And if you don't lock the vehicle and you leave it unlocked, it's not going to lock itself unless you have the setting set. Basically, the handles will always remain popped out. Like other similar vehicles, there is not a start button. So when you get inside, the vehicle's already on. There's no on, there's no off, it's on. Now I think the biggest thing that you need to do is push the brake pedal right here, and the vehicle knows that you're ready to engage and do some sort of action. So right here, 2,109 miles on the vehicle. You see my VIN number. Maybe I'll blur that out a little bit. I think one of the first things you're not going to notice in the vehicle is the amazing turning radius. I don't think a lot of people talk about that, but it turns really well. And I've ridden in different vehicles. Jeep Wrangler is probably the closest, but the turning radius on this is really nice. Something that has kind of come to my attention right down here. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it squeaks a little bit. Honestly, a little squeak is not a big deal. Another thing, when I go to close the door, it squeaks just a little bit, but it's nothing to be really concerned about. But you know, I did notice that, and I saw a little misalignment here. No big deal. I mean, the vehicle is overall really nice vehicle to drive. And let's talk about the air conditioning, because I live in Florida. To me, air conditioning is really important. And we went on a road trip with my family, and my son was sitting in the back seat. He's not there, but he was sitting back here. He's 3 years old. He can talk. He can say he's hot, he's cold. And so he would always tell me, "Dad, I'm hot. Turn on the air conditioning." So here I am. I'd turn it on. I'd turn on the setting here. Nothing on the ground, probably because we had all of our junk in the way there, but I wouldn't turn this on. I would leave this one on here. And it has these two vents, and they don't really blow too much. So what I had to do is I had to change the setting here. So I would turn this off so it blows a little bit harder through the other vents. I would try to manipulate this so it would blow the air into the back seat. I would turn this off because I would be freezing cold. But then my wife is sitting in the passenger seat over here with a blanket on because she's freezing. And later on in the road trip, I ended up turning on the heated seats. I had to turn and keep in mind, it's like 100 degrees outside, but I had my heated seats turned on. And for the first time, I was freezing in the front. I turned on the heated steering wheel. Meanwhile, my little guy in the back is hot, asking for more AC. "Dad, turn on the AC, turn it up. I'm hot, Dad, turn it up." Meanwhile, in the front seat, I'm like, "Dude, come on, we have to come up to a happy medium." But he doesn't understand. He's just hot or cold, and he wants to be satisfied there. So I thought that, that was the first time. I didn't even think I would use the heating steering wheel in Florida. I knew from time to time I'd use the heated seats, and of course, the air-conditioned seats, that's just kind of an awesome feature to have, especially in Florida. I use that on daily. Another thing that might not be so obvious is the window speeds. So yes, when you go down, let me do this so you can see it. And we'll go back up. Let's go up. You could probably time that from the video. Let's do the other one over here. And let's go up. To me, it seems slow. Other vehicles, they've gone much faster. To me, that just seems a little slow. They're very quiet. on a positive note, people are always looking at the negative stuff, but it's really quiet. It just seems a little bit slow to me. And the back seat as well. Whoop. And those are automatic, so you push it once and it goes down. And the great thing is it goes all the way down and all the way up with the click of a button. You don't have to hold your finger on any of the buttons for them to go up or down. I really like that. The key fob, something I should mention is the key fob itself, it's unreliable. Sometimes you click it once, sometimes you click it twice, and I'm gonna have to do a separate video. You might click it and wait a couple seconds, and I'm thinking 2, 3, 4 seconds for it to lock or unlock. I did a video where I actually ran this through an x-ray for circuit boards, and I can see that there are voids on the circuit board, which are basically air pockets, and that's a really, really bad thing for a circuit board to have voids. It can cause multiple things and complications, and one of them was the antenna. The antenna that's mounted on the circuit board here was off a little bit, and it also had voids under there. So perhaps some of those things are causing some of the double click issues or delay in what I'm accustomed to at other vehicles. You click the button and it's instant. It sends a signal and it opens up the door. And so it's just kind of silly how that works. The gear tunnel is another thing. I might click a video. I might click a video. Yeah, I'll click a video. I might click the button. Let's just see. Let's just for fun. So I pushed it once and it opened. So I feel good about that. But quite literally, as you see, it's locked. So I can't click the button again because it's already open. Oh, well, that time it worked. Another thing you see is you kind of peek your head in here. See that? You're thinking, Derek, yeah, you've opened this before. But the thing is, it's flat in there, folks. There's nothing holding that up. So I'm feeling a little sad about this design. There's nothing holding it in down here. It's kind of flimsy. I'd like to see that revisited. Perhaps another locking feature down here. So the gear tunnel, it's kind of fickle. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Cool thing is, yeah, for sure, I don't do this actually ever, but I'm literally standing on this. So I feel comfortable, standing on it because I'm under the weight of 250 pounds. This is how I was taught to shut it, with your fingers away. You don't want to get your fingers or anything trapped in there. Another issue I saw was, I made a video the other day. It was actually raining outside. See if I can find that and maybe post that. But there was a gap here. The tonneau cover was not coming all the way tight up against the tailgate cover. So I was a little concerned with how it actually seals. And you could see water was getting inside, and I had to put some boxes inside there, and so it was kind of pain in the butt. Now I'm not going to complain because it opens and it closes on cue. So I feel very good. I feel confident about that. But other people, I've seen multiple complaints and multiple reviews that the tonneau cover itself has been stuck, but we're not going to curse this. I have seen from the key fob that sometimes it's the tailgate. Let's see if we can try it here. So I push this, what does that say, 2 times. So I clicked it twice and it's supposed to come down, but well, I now have to go help it. No big deal. But I haven't put any rocks, I haven't put any bark, I haven't put anything in here that would stop the tailgate from coming down. Now, a huge thing I think that was really overlooked on the truck. It's beautiful, but the thing is, where do you put your hands when you get ready to close it? Let me show you what I mean. So do I put my hand here? Oops, there we go. Do I put my fingers here? Do I put my hand here? I don't like to touch the paint. So my hand's like backwards now. where do you put your fingers? Because this is not enough space for your fingers to go, and this just feels awkward putting your hands here, and you don't get a really good grip with the angle that you're lifting up on. So what I've started to do, let's go ahead and let that go down on its own. Now, I don't think I can get away with it holding the camera in one hand here, but what I started to do, and I know it's a bad thing, is I would lift it here, lift it to about here, and then I would take my other hand, I'm gonna pretend like I'm holding that still. I'd take my other hand and then I would push that up, because I didn't really want to touch, I don't want to scratch this at all. And I haven't put any sort of ceramic coating like other people have. I haven't put any sort of plastic protector cover. So maybe in the future. And you can also see it's dirty. You see all my fingerprints everywhere. But again, I think that was really overlooked. The back of the truck looks really sharp. It's actually very easy to scratch this, and I could probably run some plastic, but even my fingernail, you see, my fingernail can scratch this. And that's very little. They have so much texture on the truck and it's so soft. Why would you put that on the back? I feel so sad about that. In fact, I had some wood back here the other day and it just really scratched up the truck. So it just kind of makes me sad a little bit. So I have my hand here. It's just so kind of, it's really weird, you know, to close. There's no real good place to close the tailgate. So I thought I'd bring that to your attention. And driving, I've made a video in the past about the noise and the speed and the feel. It feels like a normal truck. In fact, it feels like you're driving on a cloud. And again, this is the air conditioning. Obviously, we're in Florida. I left the door open while I'm talking here. But listen to how loud this is. But again, driving this, it feels like a normal truck. In fact, it's more smooth than a normal truck. If you're going over small bumps, speed dips, whatever they're called, I feel really confident. You really feel like you're driving on a cloud though. And when you go to accelerate, keep in mind, you guys, this is an 8,000 pound, or what is it? 7,260 pound truck. That is probably with, by the way, I double clicked. There we go, we got it open. Nope, you saw me double click it. Do it again. There we go. And sometimes I know that electronics are inside here behind this button, so sometimes I push and hold it and wait for it. Sometimes I double click. It's just kind of a mystery on how to open up the gear tunnel here. But yeah, I have my tools back here. I work on rental properties from time to time. I'm working on a flip right now, so it all just kind of depends on this truck. So 7,260 pounds, although the sticker does say it's, I don't know, 8,532 pounds gross vehicle weight. The truck is white, so it gets dirty easy. I'm thinking about putting a ceramic coat on it. The foot space, so something you have to take a look at is, dude, these are pretty cool. Looks like they're getting dirty after 2,000 miles. That's to be expected, right? I really love these mats, and I think they're really easy. They don't really collect too much dirt. In fact, the dirt all goes on this carpet. I've actually never removed this, probably do that later. But that's what it looks like down here. And then I am 6 foot. So I know a lot of people are bigger, a lot of people are smaller. You can ride with your legs wide open and feel comfortable. See, my leg's not even hitting anything over here. Now, if you're shorter, maybe your knees will hit that. Maybe if you're bigger, you know, taller, say you're 6'4", maybe you're gonna hit this, but not me. I mean, I'm 6 foot, and typically I'm here working back and forth. You're on a vacation. And then the depth. If you look at the depth of my foot, my leg here, like this is really far. My foot's not even touching. I have to lean it forward. So for me, that's really comfortable distance. Sometimes I'll stretch out down here, and I have plenty of room to stretch out. So if you're taller, you're shorter, you can kind of get an idea there. Let me shut the door. From time to time, my leg will hit this, but it's so far away. I mean, I don't really have, got the air conditioned seats on, those feel nice. So anyways, I just wanted to share with you the foot space, the head space. Oh, show you what I look like here. Ooh. But I have a lot of head space. Hoping you can see me in the video, but I have head space. Sometimes I do my hair like really tall and I have lots of hairspray in it and just kind of my own little world. But I feel comfortable moving my head around, not going to hit anything. Someone who's taller than me, you can lower the seat and you can make yourself have even more headspace, including in the back. Look how much room there is back there. This is, I can't get anywhere near reaching back here. You know, sometimes I can't even reach my son back there, but it's really far. I mean, you got great room, you got great headspace. It feels really wide in the vehicle. When you're sitting back here, now if you put 3 people, I think you can fit 3 people on a long road trip comfortably. If you're sitting next to the car seat, it might be a little challenged, might be a little squished. But overall, there's a lot of room in the back of the vehicle and in the front seats. And I should really mention, the quality of these seats is very high quality. I really feel the look and feel is really nice on these. And as we look at the headrest, I couldn't figure out the puzzle on the back, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. But these just look really sharp. Now, if you're the kind of person that wants to put seat covers on here, good luck, because you're not going to get the air conditioning out of the seats. You might get the heat out of the seats, which is cool, but you're not going to get that AC to come through your seat covers. Let's jump in the back seat. I want to show you guys a little something that I could not and still cannot figure out. Okay, so when you're hooking up a car seat, you know, if you have that, cool, but you're supposed to hook in to the back here. And I was thinking, hey, I could go underneath, you know, I could slide it underneath, and yeah, there's a button. You push this button and you pull this over here, you push these 2 buttons, you pull it out. But I could not, to save my life, get this out. I tried and tried and tried. 2 hands, I pushed, I pulled, but I see the button inside there. But I'm telling you, I spent time trying to figure that out so I can make sure to get that car seat assembled where it goes underneath the headrest there and into the metal plate or the hook, whatever you have. But I could not. Oh, where's that made? Can we see? Well, it's TPO, which is that same material. It doesn't actually say where it's made. Those little circles there indicate the date stamps. I can't quite see from this distance, but it'll tell you 21, 22, and then the material, it's kind of a softer, rubbery almost material. It's not your ABS or plastic. Anyways, yeah, I couldn't get those off. And in the past, you know, if you're trapped in a vehicle and the water is getting in, you're like sinking or something, you can take those out and break the window. But here, number 1, that's not coming off. Number 2, I have no idea how to get that out. Something I added here, it's kind of silly, but I added a bungee because I have a water jug. So when I'm going to a property in Florida, you need to drink lots of water. So I have a bungee hanging on the back of the seat where I hang my water jug. Another thing I found to be useful, number 1, yes, because I have a small child, but 2, if you get dirt on your hands, you get kind of greasy hands, these are really awesome little wipes they have in the car, and they're kind of like water wipes. There's no like alcohol, there's no scent, more natural. In fact, I had to clean up the steering wheel the other day because I had some stuff from a project I was working on. I got to go back and clean that up. But those are awesome little wipes just to have handy around. And I said the truck, as you're driving, you feel comfortable. There's not a lot of body roll. You feel comfortable like you're driving on a cloud, but it's not so much a cloud that you're driving on because it's a body roll. It's real smooth. And one thing I forgot to mention, you'll get used to, is the 1-pedal driving. You push to accelerate and you let off and it brakes hardcore. So you almost don't need to use the brake at all. So you're driving with 1 pedal, accelerating, braking, accelerating, braking, accelerating, braking. Oh, hard brake right there. Or to wake it up, there you go too. So, oh, interesting. We kind of rolled forward there a little bit. In Florida, we are in hurricane season. What does that mean? That means typically in the afternoons, not today, but typically we need to use the windshield wipers. And these wipers, you guys, are good. I've been in other vehicles where they're not so good. Quiet. Let's go faster because it's a downpour. It's a storm now. That's what we got. It's fast, but it's not like lightning fast. And also another thing I really like are the headlights. Probably not going to get them right now, but the headlights, when they're turned on, I really like the, where are we at there? I really like the auto feature where it turns itself on, turns itself off, and they are bright. During the nighttime, you can see that, you know, you're driving a 2022 vehicle. It's bright headlight. You know, the ongoers sometimes flash you because they think your lights are on bright, but they're not. A couple things I wanted to mention too. I really like this little handy dandy little phone holder, really handy. It comes off so it doesn't stick. We won't take that off right now though, but it's so helpful to have, especially when you're on a road trip. You can put your phone down here, which I really like this. Put it here, put it here, put it here, rotate it, flip it around. Really handy to have. Okay, cup holders. I saw someone make a comment about the cup holders, and my wife, she was preparing these big metal, I don't know, metal cup holders, these metal cups, and then she was putting the lid on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's pushing down on the lid, trying to seal it, and I'm like, are you gonna break my cup holder? Are you gonna break the cup holders? And I thought to myself, I have no idea, but these, I think they can take a little bit of weight here. They're not just gonna break. It took a little bit of getting used to. My cup, it touch these points right here, and when it would come out, it would kind of grind a little bit, or this kind of friction sound. It just wasn't such a healthy noise, but overall it kind of got them worn in. It's a little dirty. Maybe my wife will take care of that, but I feel like the cup holders are very durable, and I saw some comments from some other people and other videos and other blogs. That's what these look like. That can take a lot of abuse there. Speaker, actually it worked. I haven't played with it again. It didn't work one time. Actually, when we went camping, it didn't work. Another really cool hidden feature, you probably already know about this, but it has a 12 volt hidden. I have this plugged in, so you don't have to have cables everywhere if you don't want to. You can hide that. You can roll your cables up, put them in here. I personally put my cables inside here. But after 2,000 miles on this vehicle, I really like it. That's my big complaint, but honestly, it's doing good. The gear tunnel, trying to get this, trying to get it open, close. A couple of imperfections, honestly, no big deal. I'm not gonna be picky. My one challenge is I'm trying to figure out, when does this close? I know when I lock it, so let's walk away and let's lock it. Let's see if it locks. All right, cool, so it locked. I feel good about that. Overall, great vehicle. I'm still trying to understand when it actually decides, let's say we're parked here, sometimes it adjusts itself. It goes up or it goes down. I have it in all-purpose mode, but sometimes in the conserve mode, I'll pull up to a property, I'll get out, and it just kind of readjusts itself. I don't know if it's trying to self-level. You're sitting at a stoplight quite often, and it just decides it wants to level itself, and it's really kind of peculiar to me. I'll probably have to read up. If you know anything about that, let me know. I'd be happy to learn about that, and then I can explain to my wife why it decides it wants to level itself out. But 2,000 miles, I would still recommend, if you don't already, get a pre-order in, get your vehicle, enjoy it, because it's a really cool vehicle. I haven't had the opportunity to tow yet, but I intend to, and when I do, I will put some videos so you can see what it's like towing. I hear you lose a lot of range, so we'll have to cross that later.